Hey guys, this is HD, and this is actually going to be a dual commentary with Husky that was already recorded about 20 minutes ago. But the only problem is we were trying out this new recording style, and so the volume is going to be a little bit off, where I'm going to be actually a lot lower than Husky is. But we are trying out this new method, so please bear with us as we get the kinks worked out. And of course, more dual comms will come in the future. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the commentary. Thanks a lot. Hey guys, this is HD, and I'm here with HuskyStarcraft, here to bring you guys a game between Jinro and LucifroN. And if you guys know who Jinro is, well, if you don't, he is Frozen Arbiter from TeamLiquid.net. LucifroN is the player that I actually casted playing against Dimaga in one of the Zotac Cup finals, and that was a very interesting game. LucifroN has a strong background in Warcraft 3, whereas Jinro has a strong background with Team Liquid, which means he has a strong background with Starcraft Brood War. So this is essentially a Brood War versus Warcraft 3 battle, and it is going to be on Kulas Ravine, which is a 4-player map. So I'm looking forward to seeing a great TVZ unfold here. And my partner who's going to be commentating with me, as I said before, is HuskyStarcraft. If you guys don't know who Husky is, he's a fellow StarCraft 2 commentator, good friend of mine. We're going to be doing a lot more duels in the future, so do make sure to subscribe to HuskyStarcraft. It'll be in the video description section, more info section on the right. Husky, say what's up.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I do want to mention we had actually planned to cast this game a little bit earlier, but I'm a noob and was having super Comcast problems where every time I'd get online it would just kick me off. And so I think even HD is having a little trouble with Comcast as well, but we finally ironed out the problems and we are here to cast this game. I'm really excited because, like you said, it is going to be StarCraft versus Warcraft 3. I have seen some LucifroN games, and like you said, you've cast some too. He is a very strong player, which both players do seem to be doing a very similar opening here, both blocking off their choke, very standard. But again, Frozen Arbiter from Team Liquid and LucifroN from Warcraft 3. I can't wait to get this underway.
Yeah, I just gotta mention real quick that it's actually not a Terran versus Zerg, it is a Terran versus Terran. And if you guys, I'm actually doing the recording here, so somebody just messaged me and asked how I was doing in Vegas. I did fine in Vegas, I'm alive, I'm still here. And I actually got to join in with the Comcast rant with Husky, because I am actually having a lot of problems with Comcast too. Whenever I upload a video, it'll disconnect me, so I do have a problem with Comcast right now. Hopefully they fix that. But anyways, we are seeing both SCVs from both players trying to make their way into the opponent's bases, and it looks like Frozen Arbiter's SCV is going to go down to the Marine and the SCV coming out here. And meanwhile, we are seeing a couple Marines push their way out of the base, as well as possibly 2 SCVs coming out for Jinro, aka Frozen Arbiter. I'll just call him Jinro from now on to make it easy. And we are going to see some of the first blood being spilled on Kulas Ravine in the first couple of minutes here.
Yeah, sorry for messing it up, but either way, the battle is going to get underway right here in the center. Kind of interesting that Jinro is going to bring down the SCV. He's going to take the brunt of the force here. Gotta force LucifroN back, so this is showing just how every unit can be vital in a very early battle like this. So it does look like Jinro is going to get the early advantage here. His SCV still running down here. Talk about a ballsy SCV there. Finally going to have to back out, though, so it does look like it is going to be going back and forth. Both players at the same time going to be expanding. It does look like Jinro is actually opting to get the high yield here, but anyways, the battle in the middle is going to continue here, as it's kind of hard to tell who's going to come out ahead, but both players are backing just back and forth here in the center and going to try and take the high ground there for Jinro. But talk about a back and forth battle already. Another SCV for Jinro also, but it does look like LucifroN's finally going to win this, but again, Jinro is going to reinforce this. Is this ever going to end? And now I think that Jinro is going to win that battle. This is already off to a crazy start here.
Yeah, that just shows you guys not just first blood being spilled, but many, many more bloods being spilled, as well as Marines dying for their army. But this, and actually Jinro here having the high ground against those Marines does mean that the Marines cannot shoot up unless they have a unit to spot for them. But what I do want to say is, this shows you guys how reinforcements really work in StarCraft 2. As you approach closer and closer to your opponent's territory, you're going to find more and more resistance, as the reinforcements have a much less time to reinforce their main army. So basically the battle will go back and forth, and eventually it should just be going back to neutral ground, as both players should be able to pump out the same amount of units, assuming similar skill levels. Now, here's one interesting thing I want to point out, is that LucifroN has decided to grab a natural expo normal standard, and he is main-arting his SCVs over right now, whereas Jinro has decided to go straight for the gold minerals at the 9 o'clock. Very interesting. During that entire battle, going to go for the gold instead, and he's already starting to harvest from it. No doubt going to call down some mules and get a lot of eco out of it. And I'm actually going to let Husky talk about the battle right here as it unfolds right here at the middle of the map. SCV is actually chasing the Marines down. Husky, go ahead.
Oh man, you were building up and then they backed out there. Although I do like how LucifroN is actually going to secure the center here once again. Like you said, the high ground advantage works a little bit different in StarCraft 2, where you still have a 100% chance to hit units on the high ground, but you have to be able to see them, so you have to get something on the high ground as well. And I'm looking at the income for both players right now. If you can just switch to that really quick, just showing how the different strategies here for Jinro is going to give him a huge economic advantage, especially since his second orbital command is done, while LucifroN's is a little over halfway completed. Although there is going to be a battle outside of Jinro's base, but he should be able to hold this off no problem, especially with those extra minerals. He's got units queued up at basically every single barracks here, and he may lose one supply depot here to LucifroN's attack. I think it would be wise for LucifroN to back out here fairly soon, as both Marauders should be spawning here, and then that should push it back. Kind of curious to see, though. I don't think he's going to lose this barracks. One Marine trying to take on the entire army, but the Marauder here going to give him the confidence to try and push out of this little choke, which I think the choke's actually working against Jinro right now. Some of his Marines are stuck in the back, although kind of hard to tell who's going to win this battle. But again, bringing down the SCVs in this TVT is making it very exciting, and if this Marauder can get off a couple of shots, he will slow down the retreating units, and Jinro going to be using his SCVs there to rake in a couple extra free kills. So once again, Jinro able to push this back to the center.
Yeah, Husky, I really like how Jinro is actually using his SCVs to fight, because SCVs are probably they are the strongest worker, not even probably, they are the most powerful worker in StarCraft 2 with 60 hit points. And using them as kind of a meat shield while he's pushing out with his Marines and Marauders is just that little edge that Jinro needs to push LucifroN back. And I've got to say, the longer this game goes on, the more Jinro is going to win, have a better chance to win this game. And finally, LucifroN spots this gold expo with his Marines. He is going to push in. Is he going to take it out? He needs to, because the longer this game goes on, like I said, the more the game shifts towards Jinro's favor. And finally, the full force coming in here, and we're still seeing SCVs in the fight. All the mining SCVs, mules coming in from behind as well, trying to flank the Marines, and the Marines are having a hard time backing out. And it does look like Jinro is going to secure his gold expo and continue to mine from this expansion without much resistance. LucifroN here needs to reinforce and get more army units if he wants to take down that orbital command. And I almost feel like perhaps Jinro would have been better served building a planetary fortress instead. Once again, LucifroN moving in to try to take out that expo. Are we going to see SCVs try to repair it? No, I don't think so. We're just seeing Jinro continue to just hold that position, and I'm sure that CC is going to get repaired.
Yeah, during all of that, Jinro is still actually ahead in the amount of units lost, and what I mean by that is he's lost less units, so he's probably actually in better shape right now, as LucifroN has lost around 1,100 minerals worth of his army, and that's got to be the first battle I've ever seen where mules were actually getting in on the action. Of course, mules can't actually, do any damage, but they can get in the way, and it looks like LucifroN's bringing in his own SCVs. That may be a huge mistake, though, as they're getting melted away extremely quickly. This does look like a pretty even exchange so far for both players. Kind of hard to tell exactly who's going to win, but it does appear to be Jinro. Like you said, the planetary fortress would really start paying for itself right at a moment like this, as it would completely secure his expansion. This was very risky for Jinro to get the second orbital command so quickly in the center of the map, but he was playing extremely greedily. Will it end up costing him too much? Hard to tell, though, as he is once again reinforcing this. So is both players, though. And right now, it looks like Jinro isn't going to have an answer for all these units, but even getting the mules once again in here, they're just kind of running around like idiots because they can't actually attack. But either way, he is taking a lot of economic damage here. And here comes the reinforcement. Stimpak just finishing, it looks like, in time to just barely hold this off, it looks like. So Jinro now does have a couple extra units here, even summoning a mule to get this expansion mining again. Man, this is so close and so back and forth.
Wow, that was really, really close. One thing I've got to point out is that mules actually don't have an attack, so I'm not sure what the mules are doing there, perhaps just being a body blocker or a distraction, but really an expensive distraction at that. And here comes LucifroN, our Warcraft 3 player again, trying to show our Starcraft veteran what is up, teaching him a lesson in not having to stand in the middle of the map. And right now I think Jinro might have to back out. No,